Girl, these internet streets lie to you. You do not have to be bigger in order to make money from your YouTube. I'm telling you right now, you can make like $1,000 from your channel before you hit 1,000 subscribers. So in this video, I'm gonna like break all of this down so that you can actually see how this works. So let me give you a real example because I don't want this to just be like theoretical. I had a client, Madison, and when she came to me, she was just starting her channel and she did 5 videos. She ended up with 27 subscribers. She booked a $5,000 paid in full client from her channel. Not after she grew, not after she hit a milestone, not after she figured out the algorithm. She booked that client because the right person watched the right video at the right time. And that's why I really need you to understand that it's not the subscriber count that's going to make the money happen, that's going to necessarily bring the money. Because if that were true, Madison would have been stuck waiting, and she wasn't. So what actually mattered was that she was clear, she knew exactly who she was speaking to, and most importantly, she knew how she could help them. And this is where people get so messed up because they just this belief that like YouTube is some like popularity contest. But the money doesn't come from popularity. It comes from relevance. And you don't need a lot of people. You just need the right people who watch your videos, find your videos, and be like, ah, that's what I'm looking for. Ah, that's what I needed. Oh, where has she been all my life? So if subscriber count isn't what makes the money happen, then what is it? And this is where most people are confused. Because when people are thinking about like money on YouTube, they're only ever really thinking about AdSense. And so they're thinking more views, more views, more views, then money. And like, yes, if your business model revolves around AdSense, then yes, you need more views and more views and more views and then money. That's just how the math works. But if you are an entrepreneur, you sell services, you sell digital products, sell courses, whatever, you're selling something, even an affiliate, you don't have to wait for that pathway. Like y'all, making money on YouTube is not complicated. And it comes from one thing. Selling. You sell a thing and that's it. And before it sounds too simple, let me explain what it actually looks like. So here's how this works in real life. You have a person. They on the YouTube. They see your video. If your thumbnail and title is enticing, they click the video. Okay. They watch the video. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, or if you've joined the magnetic channel method, which is my YouTube program, then you will already be doing this. But there's the call to action. The person's like, ooh, yes, this makes sense. I feel like this person can help me. I want to do this. Then they do it. They sign up for the thing. You make the monies. Right? Like that's the flow. That is the flow. That is the flow. And you don't need everybody. You just need the right somebodies. Okay? Now let's make this real. We're gonna take it back to school. We're gonna do a little math. We're not doing calculus. Calm down. Calm down. We're just gonna do a little basic math. Just a little basic. Okay. Now if you sell a $1,000 offer, you need one yes to make $1,000. One yes to make $1,000. Okay. So if you sell a $500 product, how many yeses do you need? You need 2 yeses. Come on with it. All right. If you sell a $250 product, service, whatever, how many do you need to make $1,000? 4. You need 4 yeses. Okay. I feel like watching Dora prepared me for this moment. So simply put, you don't need 1,000 subscribers to get 4 yeses. We're going to say it again. You do not need 1,000 subscribers to get 4 yeses. You need the right 4 people or 2 or 1 or whatever that number is to actually see themselves in what it is that you're talking about. And this part matters a lot. You will find that a lot of your viewership does not come from people who are subscribed to your channel. I know. When you're not actively part of the platform, you believe that when people subscribe, now that person is going to watch all of your videos. They're not. And this is true for small channels, and this is true for big channels. being subscribed does not mean that they're going to watch your content. Inversely, not being subscribed doesn't mean that they won't watch your content. So when people are building their entire strategy around subscribers, they're literally optimizing for the wrong thing. You don't need subscribers first. You need people who are going to watch your video, people who are listening, watching, paying attention. So let me give you another example. I work with a client, we'll call him B. Small channel, not a lot of subscribers. He had been posting like a bit, not really seeing much traction. We relaunched his channel with a live stream. He made $2,000 during the live stream. Again, not after he grew, not after he waited until he hit some arbitrary number. He sold and people bought. This is exactly why Madison was able to make $5,000 with 27 subscribers on her channel. She didn't need an audience, she just needed clarity. She spoke to the right person about the right problem and gave them a clear next step. That's it. So when I say that you can make $1,000 on YouTube before you make 1,000 subscribers, I'm not hyping you up. I'm genuinely just explaining the simple math. And once you understand that, like, YouTube stops feeling like something that you have to wait on, and it starts feeling like something that you can use literally like right now, like today. And this is where people really actually start to mess up on YouTube, because they're literally asking like the wrong question. Because the question that everybody wants to ask is, what should I talk about? What should I talk about today? What should I talk about in my video? The question I want you to start asking is, what is this video for? And don't be a smartass and say my business. Because when you don't know what the video is even really for, you kind of just posting, just throwing some shit out there. Like, you might be educating, but you're not directing. You're helping, but you're not guiding. And then you're confused about why like nothing is converting. So let me give you a real example from my own channel. I made a video and I was very, very clear about the intention. I wanted to launch my product, YouTube by Design. And I didn't make the video with the intention of like it needing to go viral. And it wasn't about it like getting a ton of views. I made that video to speak to a very specific person. So I knew exactly who I was targeting. I knew what they were struggling with. I knew what they wanted to overcome. And so I had already created a product that helped them do that. And so the video, it educated them. And then, hold on, I showcased the product. And here's the part that I really want you to hear. Within an hour or two of that video going live, it had around 10 views and sales started to come in. And you might be sitting there like, okay, yeah. No, I really want you to hear me, because I'm breaking down how simple this really is. We overcomplicate this platform. We don't have to. I said within an hour or two, around 10 views, my sales started coming in. I also found out that some of the people weren't even watching the video all the way through. They were leaving the video and then they were signing up. They were purchasing the product. And this wasn't because the video was big and I have this really big audience and following and my videos get hundreds and thousands of views. And listen, one day we will get there. One day we will get there. But it wasn't required. I had the right people see the video and then saw themselves in it. And this is also where people like greatly underestimate the power of showing, because I didn't just talk about the product. I showed the product. And it's a digital product. So it wasn't like I had, like, oh, here's my book and here are the pages. No, because you can do this with your digital stuff too. I showed how the product worked. I showed how the product looked. I showed how to use the product. And when you're able to show people the thing and show how like it works, it makes it that much easier for the audience, the viewer, to visualize and think about how they themselves could be using it. And so I want you to think about like literally any commercial, right, that you've like ever seen. They don't just have like a spokesperson just sit there and be like, okay, well, our Squirt Master 5000, it's like the worst product title I could come up with. The Squirt Master 5000. I'm thinking of a water gun, y'all. You're nasty. and it squirts water, and it has a half a gallon chamber, so when you're outside playing with your friends and you can squirt them with the water. Who the fuck is gonna buy the Squirt Master 5000 from that? Like, no, like, you're gonna see the kids running around, they've got the, and they're like and squirting water and stuff, and like, you know, and then the kids are like, oh my gosh, this looks like fun, I want this. Mom, can you get your credit card? I need this like yesterday, right? In the middle of December, right? Like, you're not going outside and playing with shit. But nonetheless, you see yourself utilizing the thing. And we do the same thing with our YouTube videos. And that helps to create that desire. And so when I say every video should have like a job, like, that's what I mean. And that job might be to educate, that job might be to sell, that job might be to lead somebody to a next step. I mean, but if you're working with me in the magnetic channel method, every video is going to have a next step. So there's that also. Nonetheless, when you create your videos with intention, even low view videos can make money. And now this is where people start to get it twisted, because people will hear me say help others, and then they think like, oh, well, if I'm just helping people, then I'll just make money. And it's the unfortunate non-truth. The unfortunate non-truth. Because there are plenty of people on YouTube who make really helpful content, for being honest. Their stuff is educational and their channel still remains stuck, and like, their videos don't make money and they don't convert. So let's be clear. It's not just about helping people. What actually matters is who you're helping, where they're at, and how you are guiding them forward. Like, you don't need to build the whole bridge for someone from like where they're at to where they want to be, but like, give them a plank, you know, like, give them a plank of something. Because when someone can at least feel like, oh, I just moved like one step closer to my desired outcome, my desired goal, that trust gets built. And sometimes that trust doesn't come from just one video. Sometimes they watch a few. Sometimes the conversion can literally happen from one video. Sometimes it might take 3 videos. Sometimes they might watch you for years. That's okay. But this is why strategy at the end of the day still matters. Not because, you know, you're trying to like negatively manipulate somebody, but because repetition helps to create clarity. Don't act like there's never been a time in your life where you had to hear something multiple times before it really clicked for you. We all a little hard-headed. We are all a little hard-headed. And we also, I think, should come from a place of grace, because there is so much noise in the online space and there are so many opinions. And for each individual person, like you and I included, we have to be really discerning about who we are deciding to listen to, who we're deciding to work with. And that's okay. But nonetheless, clarity is what makes people feel safe to take like that next step with you. Not creating content to confuse people and then thinking that because they're confused, now they're gonna come to you and hire you for help. So again, this is how money gets made on YouTube. It's not from like random helpfulness, random videos that we're just throwing out. Now listen, because it's not universal law. So there might be somebody out there that's like, I threw up a random video and I made $10,000. Good for you, Brookie. Good for you. We love it. And it's not what typically happens. So you want to make sure that you're hitting your videos from a place of relevance. Is it relevant to the person? Is it relevant to their problem? Is it relevant to the thing that I'm selling them as a solution? When you can combine value, clarity, and direction, monetization stops feeling like so awkward and it just starts feeling like really obvious. And once you understand that, all that's left is flow, honey. So at this point, you understand the core idea. You don't need to be bigger to make money on the YouTubes. What you need is clarity, intention, and a way to keep going. Because YouTube, I mean, it is a long-term game. And it's a game that, honestly, you want to play. This isn't something where, like, you post once or twice and everything magically clicks. And it sure as hell isn't the kind of thing where you're just taking your live recordings and just throwing them up here and thinking that that's what's going to magically click either. And when I mean recordings, I mean live recording. Your live streams from Facebook, your live trainings from your programs. This is something that you build. So YouTube works best when your content leads somewhere, like not in a complicated way, just in a way that supports consistency and momentum. You create videos that help the right people, and those people have a place to go. And over time, everything then begins to compound. And that is exactly why I created the Magnetic Visibility Circle. So it's a free community for entrepreneurs who want a place to go to be supported in implementing what it is that they're learning along their YouTube journey. Like, not just watching videos and then not taking action and then staying stuck and then being in that like repeated loop. It's a place for you to come back to. It's a place to ask questions. It's a place to stay in motion even when YouTube feels slow or confusing, because it will. It will. So if you want support as you build, like, come join us, okay? Come join us. Share your creations with us, your videos, what you're working on, what you're struggling with, what your roadblocks are, what you're trying to overcome. Allow yourself to be supported. The link to go ahead and join us is in the description. Or if you're watching from the comfort of your couch, go ahead and scan the QR code. Now, the next thing that you need is to like connect all of this shit together. So watch this video now. In it, I'm gonna break down for you how to create like a simple YouTube flow using one video, one community, and one clear next step. So that's where all of this just stops being like a concept and starts becoming something that you can actually use. So go ahead and click the end screen, and I will see you over there.